Harry,
Emily.
absolute pleasure to have you here
Thank you.
today.
It's a pleasure to be back. It's great to see you again.
You are such a pivotal part of our business.
Oh, good.
And a huge reason, I would say, to our success up to date.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's really kind.
So, for those that don't know, Harry is our wonderful recruiter and has recruited the majority of the e-marketing team and will continue to do so as long as we continue our relationship.
Amazing. Fantastic.
So, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
To begin with.
It's been around 5 or 6 years, hasn't it? We've worked with each other now.
It has.
Yeah. Long time. Yeah.
5 or 6 more to go, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully a lot more than that.
Absolutely. And I really do mean that in terms of you are pivotal to the success, because without the quality talent that we do have at e-marketing, we would not have the business that we have today, and we would not have the clients that we have, the relationships that we have, and everything else would just totally fall out of place. So it's so crucial to make sure that we get the right people, and you do a sterling job at making sure that these aren't just individuals to fill a gap. They're individuals that absolutely fit into every part of the e-marketing culture, which you've understood now for 6 years.
It's really important understanding the culture of a business. I think when we started working with each other, immediately we had that great communication, and I knew what kind of person would be a good fit for the business. I think you've always hired on personality rather than skill set, which is fantastic, because I think if you get the right personality, the right skill set can be taught by yourself and it can be taught by us, again, which is really important. So it's really refreshing to see people come right from the bottom, work right up to the top to be managers of the business. It's really, really rewarding for me to see, which is what it's all about in apprenticeships.
We've had some really nice success stories, haven't we?
We have.
That I think speak volumes of both of us. The people at e-marketing I'm so incredibly proud of. Yeah. And you should be too.
Yes, I'm very proud.
The likes of Alicia, who came from absolutely nothing. She was around 18 years old when she was
very young when I first placed her.
Recruited, and she's now at manager level through the company.
She is. Yeah, she's done really well.
Flying.
One of my greatest success stories is Alicia in apprenticeships.
Yeah.
I always use Alicia as a bit of a case study when I'm speaking to clients of her.
Yeah,
of a
as do I.
Nature,
as do I in multiple different ways.
It is really refreshing to see that you value the apprenticeship scheme so much and that you use it constantly whenever you're looking to recruit. Your first point of call is always to touch base with me and see if the role that you've got is going to be a good fit for an apprentice, which 95% of the time it normally is. We've got an advert live at the minute, don't we?
We do.
So hopefully we can get another great addition in for the team over the next couple of weeks.
Fingers crossed. And the rate in which the business is growing is phenomenal, and we have some really big goals for the next year, 3 years, and huge plans to keep growing the company, which obviously needs more talent. So I think particularly in the next few years we'll be working even closer together, and there'll be far more work that we can do to keep growing the company and keep growing you as well.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure watching the business grow, seeing you go from having a fairly small headcount to a position where you're having to now move offices into a larger office. So it's really exciting, and it fills you with joy when you look at some of the success stories that you've had and how well it's worked for you.
Yeah, and I think digital marketing as a career is so powerful because it attracts so many different skill sets. I think there's a job for everybody in digital marketing. You can be extremely extroverted, you can be very introverted, you can have a very techie brain, or you can have a really creative brain. And I truly believe that there is a space for everybody.
There absolutely is, yeah.
And I think seeing that and seeing the growth of the individuals through the company is something that really fills me with joy.
Good. And I think you're exactly right in what you said. There's so many different routes someone can go down in marketing, whether it be down more of a strategic standpoint, looking at return on investments, looking at PPC, looking at things like SEO, or down the more creation, content-led area. Again, it's two massively different skill sets that all fall underneath one umbrella. So you're completely right in saying that whether you've got that more analytical brain or you've got that more creative brain, there's a space in marketing for no matter which direction you want to go down.
And for us, when you're looking at potential candidates, what are your absolute non-negotiables for e-marketing?
brand is very important with e-marketing. So getting somebody which fits the brand and the culture is the first point of call. Skill set is an area that I've never really looked into too much, apart from when we placed Owen. I think the skill set for Owen was quite important because of the job role that Owen was doing. But typically I'll look at people's personality, how they present themselves, how they present themselves with me in an interview, and that gives me a really good indication of how they'd be in the office with yourself. So over 5 or 6 years, the brief has come more than second nature. I don't really kind of need to sit down and go through the role with a magnifying glass. I can tell within the first 30, 40 seconds of speaking to a candidate whether they're going to be a good fit for the business or not, which absolutely pays dividends in the end. I think it's important to know your clients like that and to have that relationship where you know what you're going to get from me and I know exactly what I'm going to gain from yourself. And same with the apprentices. When we're selling the opportunities to the apprentices, it's very easy for them to see the value. When you can say, look, we're taking Alicia from ground level to the point where she's now a high up manager, it's really easy for the apprentices to see how they can progress throughout their career.
And that's really important to me. I really do want each individual within e-marketing to be able to get everything that they possibly can do out of their career. I want them to grow, because when they grow, the business grows.
Exactly.
It's so crucial. So actually showing them a path that, you know, our example of Alicia has taken, that can absolutely happen. She's living, breathing proof of that.
Exactly. And I think because you've got such a great product and service portfolio, no matter what that skill set is of that person at the start of the apprenticeship, there's a really strong role for them, whether it be more down the analytical route like we looked at with Owen, or whether it be more down the content route like we've looked at with other people that we've placed. So it's really refreshing to see that and to know that they're in good hands when we place them. I think as a provider, you've got to look at that duty of care. Is their apprentice going to gain the right exposure? Are they going to enjoy the apprenticeship? And ultimately, is there going to be a role for them after they finish the course? Which we know there always is. If they pulled the weight during the apprenticeship, and know that you'll also invest just as much time into them as we are, which is really important from an employer perspective.
Definitely. I think it speaks volumes of you, the fact that you're sat here today speaking to me. It shows that you don't just care about ticking the box.
Exactly.
And placing the candidate. You want to see that candidate grow.
Exactly.
You know, we keep going back to Alicia, and you've seen her from the beginning and now seen her now, and even from personal development, she's a totally different, you know, more mature individual that absolutely gets everything that she deserves.
For me, I don't look at the apprentice, it's just as a start, as a number in a spreadsheet. Each apprentice that I place, I look at it as a life changed. So with Alicia, again, that's complete testament to a life change. When she started the apprenticeship at the start, compared to the skill set and the confidence she's gained over the last 5 or 6 years, is really important to me personally. I don't look at each person as kind of just another number, it's another person in the organisation. I really do care about that person's development. Are they in the right role? Is the role going to develop correctly to their motivations? Is that their motivations going to tie into what the client wants in terms of where they're looking to take them? What route that person wants to go down, or whether it be the business looking at new talent and the purposes of getting that new talent.
Now, a really important and interesting hot topic at the minute is AI.
It certainly is.
How is that changing from your perspective?
It's changed everything. I think, as you'll know, marketing has changed probably more in the last 2 years than it did in the previous 15, 20. I mean, we've recently released a generative AI marketing apprenticeship that factors AI into every module, whether that be from a strategic standpoint or whether it be from a content creation standpoint. And the course is updated every 12 months, just to be in line with new emerging technologies.
Again, so important.
It's so important.
So crucial, particularly in this industry.
Well, new technologies are coming out every day, aren't they? That's the problem. It's really hard to keep up with what technology is right for what area. So a lot of the course is taught around the ethics of AI, what drives the content and the actual data behind AI, and whether that source can be trusted, how to use the correct prompts to gain what you need out of it. Looking at things like a SWOT analysis using tools like Claude and Perplexity to help that. Looking at tools that help things with like GEO. That's a massive emerging market at the minute. A lot of the market shifted from SEO to GEO. But again, it's a little bit of a hazy area. With it being such a new industry, people are testing and trialling different technologies that are coming out weekly, monthly, daily. So it's important from us as a provider to be on top of those technologies to make sure that we're giving the best technologies with the highest order of training to the people which are in our care effectively.
Yeah, and again, testament to you, because there will be a lot of syllabuses out there that just shy away from it because it's a big, scary, complex thing that have they got the right regulations to be able to do X, Y, and Z?
Exactly that, yeah.
Well, it's here to stay, and it is helping every single business. So why not embrace that change?
Exactly. It's all about embrace. I think when I speak to businesses a lot of time, I think not so much now, but probably about 6-7 months ago, a lot of people had a lot of cold feet about AI, thinking it was there to replace, where it's there to streamline and optimise. It's there to refine your day and to help. I think it'll create more jobs than it'll take away in the long run with AI. It's just about understanding where those jobs are going to come from and where the emerging talent is. I mean, for us, again, we've just launched a level 4 AI practitioner, which is aimed at people that aren't just in marketing, whether they be in a data role, whether they be in a non-tech driven role. Again, it's just to teach them about the different tools, how to use them effectively, how to refine and make your day run smoother, looking at things like workflows, how we can improve that, looking at data instead of some trawling through data day after day after day. Why not get an automated tool that can do that for 100%. You and take away probably one of the most boring parts of your job?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's all about letting the individual thrive in their area of expertise. For us, we have totally embraced AI.
Yeah.
It's, again, as you say, mirroring. It's not replaced us whatsoever. The reason we are so successful is because we are so human, and we want to have these face-to-face chats. We want to see our clients. We want to be there. The reason we do the videography in-house is because we want to see the client. It's not replacing that, it's to enhance that, so we get more time with the client rather than it replacing it.
Exactly. So do you implement a lot of AI?
A lot, yeah.
What kind of things are you using?
A lot of AI. So we actually have custom GPTs for every single client.
Right, nice.
Yeah, so everything that a client says to us, for example, if they say, I really hate when you use emojis within your caption, but I love it when you have these 5 specific hashtags, we would input that into their custom GPT so that if, for example, the account manager was away on holiday, they could ask our client, our online client, do you reckon, so-and-so will like this caption? No, they won't, because they said in 2025 that they actually didn't like the emojis. So that is one of the most powerful ways we're using it and customizing it, because thankfully we've got very techie people that can do that kind of thing. Owen, as an example, he thrives off coding custom GPTs and all those kinds of areas, which again is just so wonderful to have, because it's never a question of is this possible, it's how we do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's great, and we absolutely embrace it. We do within quite a bit of our content creation as well. It's not replacing any form of videography, and I don't think it will do for a long time. Yeah. But in terms of image enhancement, and particularly as well turning still images into videos, it's quite effective at doing that. So we do use it on that side of things, but I think, again, there's this crave for human attention and actually making the content feel real and human. Yeah. So I think it will actually do a bit of a 360 on that and become far more handheld cameras actually interviewing that individual.
I think it's important to have that human touch. I think you can see when you're on Instagram, you can tell it's just an AI
That's
generated
the last
image.
thing we want.
Exactly, yeah. I think when you use an AI, it has to be used effectively. And again, that's what part of the generative AI course will teach the learners. What tool to use correctly, how to use them ethically. And just going to that point you mentioned about content creation. Content creation is a massive part of AI. Tools like Gemini, tools like Grok are all really important. And it saves a massive amount of time, and it also almost makes things like Adobe Suite redundant now. Yeah. When you can ask a piece of AI to more or less change every aspect of the photo with the correct prompts, and it does it for you in a matter of seconds, rather than highlighting this area, changing that colour, dragging and dropping this. I mean, almost makes people that have spent the last 20, 30 years on Adobe, the role's kind of redundant, and they've got to then retrain into sort of using Gemini and Grok and different tools like that.
And again, it's all about efficiency, but there will still be this area of bespoke. Now people are having to actually put AI generated and claim the images that have been AI generated. And I think we'll see marks for human generated.
Yes.
You know, images will be accredited to humans, and people will crave that bespoke nature, that they know this image has been carefully curated and shot by a photographer.
I think it's really important, isn't it, to have that human touch. I think if I would see a brand that were just using complete AI, I think
you just don't trust it.
You just think it's lazy more than anything as well. I think having somebody that can look over it, yes, they might use AI, but to supplement the current work that they're doing, to enhance it, rather than just to kind of let it do sort of everything from A to Z. But yeah, I think that's where the market's moving massively. I mean, as a business, we're constantly evolving, looking at different courses, how we can factor AI into our data courses, into our marketing courses, and obviously the standalone AI practitioner. The beauty about that course as well is it's low code and no code, so you don't have to be a computer whiz to understand the course. So if you're in a non-tech role or a techie role, the course can be beneficial, whether that be HR-based, data-based, marketing, even really important in my job in sales, whether I want to curate a list of people to contact, I can then ask the AI to create that list, find me the email addresses, the numbers, and then put that into an email format for me. And it can do it in a matter of seconds, which saves me probably 5 or 6 hours each week doing. So really important to keep on top with it, and to kind of work with it rather than against it, which I think is really important.
Absolutely. And like we say, accentuate your best features. Let you focus on the things you're really good at that require your magic touch.
Yes, exactly that. So where do you see the business evolving then? Because I know the business has evolved a lot in the last 5 or 6 years since we first met many years ago. So where do you see you guys going over the next couple of years?
Yeah, so e-marketing, as you know, is growing very quickly. We have targets to double the size of the business within the next year.
Oh, congrats.
So we are doing absolutely everything within our power to be able to do that. Which obviously requires more process. It requires a lot of support from partners. It requires the right kinds of clients. And keeping, again, I always go back to this, happy clients and a happy team. They are the two most important things to be able to achieve those goals.
Absolutely.
So yeah, what that means is a new space as well. We're moving into the new office in March, 19th of March. We've been given the date. So yeah, new studio. We'll have a boardroom in there as well.
Very nice.
Much bigger space for us to grow into, which I know the team are very excited about. We've had talks of all sorts, smoothie machines, coffee machines. They've just been going.
Makers,
yeah. The list goes on. It's whether we've got the budget for that. But yes, it's very exciting, and we're really making a lot of headway into the luxury prime residential space as well. As you know, we do a lot with the super prime property area, and we're pulling a lot from London as well. So we're projected to do more
Amazing.
Of that. Yeah.
Congratulations. It has been an absolute pleasure watching the business grow, and every time I come back to the office there's more and more people in the space.
Thanks to you.
It's smaller and smaller, so it's really refreshing to see you growing. You're going through those motions of sort of organic growth, and that's just due to the strength of the business and obviously from your leadership as well.
The team for sure make a massive difference, and all of the different wonderful brains that we have here just all come together to make this magic happen, and it's so wonderful to see. It gives me so much joy.
It does me as well. I think, I mean, when I came into the office earlier, you can feel the warmth and the culture as soon as you walk in. It's really welcoming. Everyone's in a really good mood. You can tell there's a lot of collaboration, which spoke with Mia about, which is really important from our standpoint. That the learner gets to collaborate with people in similar roles or slightly different job roles, so they can share best practices, how they do things slightly differently, and it just gives Mia that kind of the full circle in terms of experience, can look at someone as experienced as you, but they can also work with somebody which has just passed their apprenticeship and can share notes on what they thought about part of their course and what Mia likes about her course and really what's unique. Changed over the couple of years, and exactly that. It's unique, and it's really, really lovely to see that journey that each apprentice goes on. And again, it's testament to your leadership as well. I think you sometimes work with a lot of employers that don't see the value in apprenticeships that you do, which is why you constantly use it. Why whenever you get a new role, we do have that conversation about, is it going to be the right market
and the right partners. I think that is another reason to the success of the business. Appreciating that you cannot do it all, and you need the right individuals that understand your business, the goals, and where you want to go. To help you in those areas. And having you as a partner again is so important to us, because I don't want to have to go through all of this again with someone else and try to explain this. There's as we say, 5 to 6 years between us of constant communication. You know everything inside and out, so it makes it so much easier when it comes to getting the right talent. And as you know, we need it quick and we need it now. Hence the recent role that we've just put out. But it moves at such pace that it is so important to have somebody that understands it.
Exactly, and I think if you were to kind of create that relationship with somebody else, they've then got to go through all that understanding of how you speak with each other, what the brand does, where the brand's going, and where the brand's come from. I think it's really important. Understanding that journey that you've been on, and seeing you go through your trials and your tribulations, looking at your successes, all amount to me being having a better picture when I'm speaking to different candidates, and kind of selling the role and selling the business to them. So yeah, really well done. It's been absolutely great to watch the business grow and go through those motions over the last 5 or 6 years.
Here's to another 5 or 6
years, exactly. Hopefully many more than that.
Yeah.